So another question that comes up is to ask, what age do kids start thinking about alcohol? And again, this is going to vary from child to child. And there's two types of thinking that goes on. Explicit cognition. So this is where it's something that, that you're talking about and you're thinking and processing. And the other one is implicit cognition. And this is where you're taking in information that's in your environment, but it's almost like you're not really thinking about it. And both of these are having effects on the way we think and make decisions. So an example of an explicit decision or explicit thinking would be I'm watching a sporting event, and in between there's a commercial, and the commercial's for a national beer brand advertising their product. That's explicit, and I'm watching that, and we have a conversation and laugh about that, or something like that. An implicit one is that same commercial happens, and I happen to be sitting in the room, and I can tell you what the jingle is and recognize it, even though we never had that conversation. So both types of things are going on. Well, it turns out that younger people are much more likely to be exposed to the implicit messaging that occurs when they're just in the room. And so the answer to the question of how young are kids thinking about it is, we're not entirely sure, because it's sometimes hard to be able to frame the questions to kids to ask them about what they've been exposed to. But I have a good colleague and friend, a gentleman named Dr. John Donovan at Pittsburgh. And when he thinks about young or youthful drinking, he's thinking about first, second, and third graders. And he's been compiling data nationally and has recognized that there are children who are drinking without the supervision of their parents as early as first, second, or third grade. And that's not to say that that's a common effect, but it's not as uncommon as we would like to have happen. And so if kids are drinking at the ages of first grade, second grade, third grade, and John has a lot of data to show that support, we certainly want to be talking to our kids before they reach middle school.